Welcome to Offie Atelier's first YouTube video tutorial. In this tutorial I will walk you through how I made these from a basic panties pattern to a designer-looking undergarment with 2 flowers and a decorative stitch. The tutorial is split in 2. This is part 1. In this video I will show you how I design the front. The entire item is made of stretch mesh. For the leg opening and the waist I used fold-over elastic. These are not ordinary panties for everyday wear, and they certainly do not go under any garment. Nonetheless, sometimes we need a special pair, and why not have one that's unique? Let's get started. Here I have cut out the back and the front. The gusset. Next is the gusset lining. Matching color thread, of course. And for the leg opening I chose a fold-over elastic that matches the color of my stretch mesh as well. This elastic is rather interesting. On one half it has a nice plush side. To match the softness I decided to use this nylon thread. It goes under Aeroflock, name from Madeira. I am sure there are other brands that sell this kind of thread, which is very nice against the skin. This thread will be used in my looper when sewing on my cover stitch machine. And a quick note about the pattern. I am using a self-drafted one. You can use any pattern you like that does not have a seam at the front. This is a simple pair of panties. The key element is the front. This is where my panties become more than simple. I plan to sew 2 flowers, which actually I made from that same stretch mesh. My idea is to run a stitch from each flower, like stem of some kind. To enhance the effect I will use this green thread for this. Let's get started with the front. Here I have only the front. Since my stretch mesh does not have a right and wrong side of the fabric, I chose one and moved on. I am placing my bigger flower closer to the waist, and a bit towards the left side. My smaller flower will go on the other side and a bit lower. You can adjust the position as you go. But before sewing the flowers I have to decide how the decorative stitch will run. I think the main path will flow from my larger flower all the way down to the crotch seam. The second stitch, coming from the smaller flower, will run and intersect the first stitch at point of my liking. And maybe somewhere along the middle I will run the stitch twice to create a leaf effect. To precisely know how to stitch when I am at my sewing machine, I will mark down my desired lines using this blue chalk. First, the main stitch. Then the one from the smaller flower and the leaf. I know you can barely see this in the video, but the blue lines are there to guide me when I am using the sewing machine. Please ignore the tilted camera. I will do better in my future videos. If you remember from planning my design, for the decorative stitch I decided to use a green thread. Since I have a basic sewing machine, I used the only decorative stitch I have. First I ran the main path, and in the middle I made a detour for the so-called leaf. Then I stitched the path for the smaller flower. You can use anything you like, and if you have an even basic machine with only the zigzag or the straight stitch, those will work just fine as well. Being excited for my first video, I forgot to leave longer threads for the bigger flower. For a brief moment I am taking a peek on how my design is coming together. Then I moved on attaching the smaller flower. Not to bore you with my hand stitch, I fast forward the video. I secured the best I could the flower and cut away the thread ends. And had to take a peek again of the front and of the back of my work. Next I have to attach by hand my second flower, making sure I secure it too. And here's how my front looks. I do not worry about the slight gathers. The stitch is stretchy and will flatten out when I wear the garment. Thanks for watching. Don't hesitate to ask in the comments section if you have any questions. This was the first part of the tutorial. The second part, where we assemble everything, will be available in a few weeks. And if you liked my YouTube tutorial endeavor, please consider subscribing to my channel. Till next time.